Alright, this is video number 2 in the PGP series. What we're going to be doing this time is using an email application on Windows 8, and last time we used a web application with Google Chrome, and this time you're going to need, again like the last video, you'll need the friends public key. You'll need your public key and your secret key for your email. And again, if you need to know how to create or generate a key, then I will show you that on this video a little bit later in this video as we continue on. I'll show you where you can do that. Alright, to get started you're going to need to have these three things here. First thing you need is Thunderbird. You're going to need to go and download this program called GPG4WIN. And you're also going to need this add-on extension called Enigmail. And so let's get started by going to my Google Chrome here and just showing you where you can get these things. Mozilla.org, you can download Thunderbird from them. I recommend the newest, latest one. Then also GPG4WIN.org, you can download this application. And obviously, you know Thunderbird is your email client. Let me explain. GPG4WIN, what it does is it actually handles your GPG keys. You can generate keys with it, you can import keys, export your keys, handle all that. And then what Enigmail does is it is a Thunderbird extension that takes your GPG keys and actually integrates that into Thunderbird so that you'll have like your button to decrypt, and you'll have your little sign and your little key so that you can encrypt emails. So you need to download all those three things. So make sure you get that, and once you've got those downloaded, then we'll be right back and we'll start the next part. Okay, hopefully you should have all three of those things downloaded. Go ahead and get Mozilla Thunderbird working with your email account just like you would normally do with any email client. And I would just know where Enigmail, the XPI file that you downloaded, where it's located, and GPG4WIN, right here we're about to install that. So I'm double clicking that, and most all these are going to be the defaults. So we're going to say OK, next, next. I do like to click GPA because that's actually going to give us an assistant to help us to handle our keys, and I like that. But that's the only thing I check. So next, next, and I think that's about it. Install, and then let it do its thing. Okay, click next. Check root certificate defined or skip configuration, because we don't really want to do that at the moment. We don't want to show the README. Click finish. Okay, so now under your start menu you'll probably need to go find this. I already have a shortcut to it. It's called GPA. It's probably GNU PG Assistant, something like that. So let's open that, and it's going to open this up. It's a key manager, and from this place we can actually import our keys. But before we import our keys, then I'm going to just take a quick break from our video timeout, and I'm going to teach you how to generate a key within this application. Alright, real briefly we're going to just walk through how to set up a new key. So go up under your GPA, go to keys, new key, and you want to set this as high as possible, the key size, and I usually just use the RSA. So I'm going to use another email address, and this is for education, of course. Sure, it expires, and actually this one lets you set it. How about that? That's nice. So I'll just say 2 years. Okay. Okay, now it's generated a key. Ooh, it wants to know my passphrase. It wants me to generate a passphrase. So let's say something really long and crazy. Quality 100%. Thank you. Alright, let's do the same thing. Blah blah blah. Okay. Now it's generating the key. And if you, wow, look at that. Okay, so here's my key that it generated for me, and that was really fast. And so you'll notice that we have our newly generated key. I'm also going to import some others on my desktop here real quick. So check import. There's one. And go here and let's do another one. That's another. So here's my imported keys. It's important to right click on each one of them and go to set owner trust, and I always choose ultimate. Unless it's someone you really don't know, then you may want to read through this, but if it's yours and maybe just a friend, I would do ultimate. Okay, so that's done on that. We can close this out. Next part, we're going to go up under Thunderbird. Alright, so now that we have Thunderbird open, you may need to right click in this area up here and choose menu bar if you do not see your menu bar. Next you go to Tools, Add-ons, go up under Extensions, choose this drop down and select Install Add-on from File. And you're going to locate where you saved Enigmail, the XPI file, and click Open. It's going to ask if we want to install, so install now. It's going to require restart now, and it's going to reopen Thunderbird, and you're going to immediately notice some changes. Like in the menu up here, we have an open PGP menu, and that's going to be very important to have. And we need to select from open PGP setup wizard. I find this to be very helpful, and I'll walk you through this real quick. So yes, we'd like to use the wizard. Next, do you want to sign all of your email? I say yes. And here, I wouldn't have it encrypt by default, because most of your contacts probably are not going to have public keys. So we're going to say no, and we'll create that per recipient. So next, I always leave the defaults that's in this checkbox here the way it is. Say yes, click next. You're going to select one of these down below, the one that you want to sign and encrypt for, and you need to make sure that that's your actual public and secret key. Like for instance, this is my friend's. I don't need to use that, I need to use mine because I have both parts of the key. So we're going to choose my email address, click next, and next, and that's it. Thank you for using Enigmail. Finish. Alright, before we send an email, I wanted to point out something that I just thought about. I usually like to go up under Open PGP and I go up under Edit Per Recipient Rules. This is where you can actually double click on the email address and tell it that apply this rule if it's exactly this email address and use the following Open PGP keys. You do select keys, choose which one it applies, and then click OK. Do that for each one, and that way when you send an email, it matches the email address you're sending it to and it's good to go. So with that said, I'm going to click write and I'm going to send a test email. And I'm going to choose the little pin, which is already selected, and the key to encrypt. You'll notice that also checks these and it checks these when you do that, and I should be able to send. And it's going to ask me for my passphrase to verify that I am the correct person sending. So okay, and there it goes. It encrypted it and it sent it. Alright, I've got an email here that I have from that same account sent a message. You'll notice it's encrypted here. And what we'd like to do is you could do it from here. You could click decrypt, but we're going to open the email and then click decrypt. Either way it works. When you click decrypt, it should ask you for the passphrase to verify that you are the owner of the private key. this is another good safety measure when you're working with this type of stuff. So I'll put my password in, click OK, and there we go. This is top secret information, and only I have access to this email. And you'll notice once I go back out, it's already encrypted again. So this is a way that you can use Thunderbird. You have to have a program such as GPG4WIN that allows you to set up your GPG keys and handle those. You need Enigmail as the extension to install into Thunderbird that integrates all this together. So I know it sounds like a lot, it's all drawn out, but once you get the hang of using this kind of setup, it's really fast to set up, it's really easy to use, and you'll be sending and receiving encrypted emails before you know it, and it's going to come in great use, I'm sure, one day for you. So thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe.